Welcome to Sun, Cyanide, a podcast in which me, Billy Hotchkiss, and my co-host, Lauren Donahue, rewatch and review Death in Paradise from the very beginning. One of us has never seen the show before, and the other has watched all 11 series. Will we be able to solve the murders, stand the heat, and most importantly, stay on topic? We'll start with the synopsis. Richard sees the dark side of show business when a comeback concert ends in the most public of murders. If sun, sea and sand were not bad enough, he now has to conquer his fear of snakes and find the elusive killer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. The episode opens with a concert. This is another murder which I think you see a lot in like early kind of detective shows in which the detectives are there when the murder happens.
Yeah.
So we don't have to cut to the chase of like they phone, so they're already there.
So they've already got all their suspects in the place.
And so this is probably the third episode this series that they've been where the murders happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying anything, but track record. I had this teacher once in high school.
Yeah.
Who when she said if you didn't, they were like, well, I don't have my homework, and she was like, the kid was like, I left it at home, and she was like, well, if I walked into a room and you were next to a dead body and you had red paint on your hands, I think you'd have committed murder. So, so I'm not just going to believe you that your homework's at home. Basically, that's what she was saying.
Yeah, that's a little.
But you can basically.
It's an interesting analogy. Okay.
It was a bit like, because in your head it's like, no, because then they'd test you for forensics.
Yeah.
They wouldn't just execute you on the spot.
No.
Anyway, we open at a concert and lead singer Sully gets into a coffin. I didn't get the name of the band.
Neither did I. We're so good at this.
This is the first episode where I didn't get anybody's name.
No, I got Sully down. I got Eddie and Mark.
Well, I've got Sully, Curtis, Eddie, Renwood,
wasn't a Mark,
Michelle, Neville, Avita, Aidan and Stal.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who they were.
Curtis was the one with the snake. So he was the bass player, was he?
He was the
Eddie was the bass player.
I thought he was the keyboard player.
Eddie was the bass player. He was the keyboard player.
Eddie was the bass player. Yeah. He was the key player, and then the other one who I didn't know was on drums.
Yeah.
See,
I love how we kept with the trope that like no one knows who the drum player is in a band.
No one does know. It's one of those things that like the drum player. I think it's not drummer. The drummer. That's the word.
Drummer.
The drummer. The drummer from Coldplay was in Game of Thrones.
Was he?
That's my. That's my point.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're famous enough to be in Game of Thrones, but not famous enough for anyone to notice you being in Game of Thrones. What is the band? Is it Carnival?
I don't know.
Well, the wiki says Carnival comes to St. Marie. So that's what we're going to call them, Carnival.
Right. If you want to correct us, please do.
If we're wrong, you do that thing like where we talk and then superimpose like Siri going the real name. So the name of the band is
The Venerators.
Like that. Me in post-production are going to have to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get more than a sentence down the story. So they're all in the audience, and they're back after 10 years. But Paul has gone out for some air because he doesn't like concerts. This is the first time I've seen myself in Paul.
Yeah,
because
same.
I hate live music.
Same.
We sound like such party poops. We don't like tea.
Yeah.
We don't like parties.
I fully admitted that I had a panic attack at a nightclub last week.
Yeah. We don't like live music.
Yeah.
We do love Death in Paradise. Yeah, and he hears a woman. He hears a woman crying and sees his feet. I will say, first off, there were too many feet shots. There's too many feet shots in this episode.
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
Yeah, Camille comes out, drags him back in, just in time for the coffin to be let in. But Sully doesn't get out of the coffin, and they open the coffin and he's dead.
Yeah.
Cut to titles. It's a very intriguing premise, I think.
One thing that did bother me though was like when they were opening the coffin and stuff, how did his arms stay up when the coffin was upright? Because he started off like laying down and then they lift the coffin up and his arms are still
Is
on
it
his
like
chest
rigor
like
mortis?
It could be. I don't know.
Thanks, audience. We find out that 15 minutes before every show, Sully gets into his coffin by himself in another room.
Because he needs his alone time before
the show. And at that exact moment, all members of the band
plus
and all the suspects were in the same room together.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, I thought this might have been they all did it.
Yeah. I didn't know where it was going, to be honest, because like they've all got an alibi who could have done it. So it would have been a cool twist if they had all done it, but.
And then of course we find out Paul is afraid of snakes.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of snakes?
I'm kind of in between with them. I can hold one if I'm being supervised by someone.
Yeah, I can do snakes.
Yeah. If it's just like loose on the street or something, no.
I know. Oh yeah. When the snakes are just loose on the street, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to. You know when you see a snake wiggling down the pavement.
Just casual, you know. Yeah, run the other way.
Oh right. Then they interview the stage manager. That's what this says, and he says 2 minutes before into the set, he goes back to get Sully and the coffin. He's the only person to officially have access to the room. And during the 15 minutes, he was on stage.
Yeah.
He believes the photographer girl may have been allowed in the room because Sully always had exceptions to the rules.
Yeah.
Was Sully a creep?
I noted down somewhere that he seems to have been a bit of a womanizer.
A bit of a womanizer?
Yeah, just a bit.
I wrote down the exact quote, "Women are an uncharted map to be explored."
Yeah.
Paul had a problem with that because there are no such thing as uncharted maps.
Yeah, not the fact that, you know, it's objectifying women, just the, yeah, it's fine.
Lol. It was 2011. Paul thinks that may have been the crying girl.
Yeah.
And asked her about the shoes. Creep. That's how I wrote in brackets, creep.
I did think it was a bit weird that like he didn't tell anyone about the
I
woman
know.
with the shoes. He was just,
was like,
"Can I see your shoes, please?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And Camille was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, like tell somebody that you heard someone crying on the night. That is a line of inquiry that you should be following up with the rest of your team.
But then Fidel, recklessly, his one thing in the episode was he let the wife leave because she was crying.
Where did I?
Which characterizes him as a nice person, I guess.
I put down somewhere that he like dropped the rookie mistake, Fidel. That's what I said.
Mistake.
Yeah,
it was a rookie mistake.
Yeah.
This was my favourite line of the episode. We in the police station. Richard holds up the album cover, and he goes, "Look at this," and Camille goes, "Wow, a woman with impressively large breasts."
That was chef's kiss.
Last week, we talked about it felt like something was missing with Camille not being there.
Yeah.
And this episode made me realise Camille brings a comedic presence.
Yeah, she's amazing. It's great.
She's the funny one.
Yeah. She just brings such a lightheartedness to the show, and I missed that last episode, and now it's back, and I'm just
That's what was missing.
yeah.
Her being funny.
Yeah.
She's a funny character. I noted watching this episode that like it had a really good atmosphere. It was one of the few episodes of this series that really took me to the fictional island of San Marie.
Yeah.
Like I really felt like I was there. When like he's looking at all the album covers and he can see and it's flashing between them. I thought that was really it really brought me somewhere.
Yeah, it was really nice, yeah. Just side note, there was a scene where it was raining and I noted down I missed the rain.
I said it was just like home for Paul because it rained in the rainforest.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird. Probably some symbolic, you know, reason that it's raining that means something about the wife.
Yeah, probably.
But I was too tired. I was too tired to work that out.
It did honestly make me feel at home though, just because it was raining. Is that bad? It's sort of like summer is here.
It's been too hot for the last week.
Yeah.
I know I've waited for it to get a bit warmer.
Not this one.
But I think it's getting a bit too warm for my liking.
That's usually what happens in the summer though.
I'm waiting for the week. You know the days where it's just like 15 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah, ideal day for me is like, I don't know. I just need like at least a slight breeze. At the very least, just a slight breeze.
Because at the moment we're reaching like 20.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
It's too hot.
We're not built for the summer.
We would be awful at what they have to do.
Yeah. Imagine doing that in a full suit.
It's his own fault. He doesn't have to wear the suit.
I know. Imagine though.
Next plot point, the mystery woman shows up at the police station.
Yeah.
And she says she was doing a photography assignment on Sully. And then we have another foot shot.
Yeah. And
it is her shoes. She was the one crying.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the fact there was a woman crying?
I don't think we did, you know.
Well, at the start of the episode, it was very important. The woman was crying.
Yeah, behind some shelter or something.
Yeah, she has the silver pendant, and she said she only met Sully a week ago. She's his daughter, which I was right about. She switched the pendants to give him back his gold pendant.
Yeah.
And she said her mum died a week ago, so imagine both your parents dying in the space of a week. I mean, that's awful.
Yeah.
But
well, it was more like
all my sympathy was immediately lost.
When she,
So she says she took his own life, and then everyone's like, why do you believe that? And she said she walked into the coffin room and found him dead with a gunshot in his head. And she just thought she killed himself.
Yeah.
So she crossed his arm and just locked the coffin and let everything
You
that
don't
happen.
tell anyone because you couldn't let them find him. What? He was going on stage. What do you mean?
Just traumatise that whole audience.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Michelle.
Was that her name, Michelle?
Yeah, Michelle.
That was one of the stupidest moves.
Yeah. Like why why would you think that's like the right thing to do? I understand your father's dead. Your mum died like 12 days ago.
Yeah, I understand not thinking straight.
Bruh, there's a dead body in a coffin. You don't just leave it there when it's due to be on stage. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever weird showbiz world that he lives in, he's dead.
Yeah.
And there's a gunshot wound in his head.
Yeah. And like, I think she said something about it being like he would have wanted this to be like displayed on stage.
What she said, she believed that he killed himself and put him in the coffin.
Yeah.
So that his dead body would be displayed on stage.
Yeah.
That's what she genuinely thought after knowing him for a full week.
Yeah. She is a stupid woman. Stupid woman.
Yeah. Anyway, that's why she was crying.
Yeah.
At this point, for like the third episode, they like, oh right, it was suicide, so they go to Catherine's bar and have a drink.
Yeah. Job done.
Job done. No all the questions have been answered.
Yeah.
This is where we finish.
And then that's when they realised that they didn't run a gunshot residue
They casually
test.
didn't test for residue.
Yeah, for some reason, even though that's like the first thing that you should do when there is a gun involved is do a residue test to make sure that that is the gun.
I made an audible noise when this happened.
You made audible noises quite a few times while you were watching.
Oh yeah, for the record, I watched this episode about an hour ago because I forgot to do it beforehand.
Yeah, between lectures.
It gave me something to do in the long break. And he flirts with Catherine.
Yeah.
I don't have no memory of this, but an Adrian Dunbar Catherine romance, I'm here for it.
See, that a romance between those two would be fine by me, just because I don't know, it's just I think it's because I'm not okay with
Catherine
Camille
deserves
and
someone.
yeah, I'm not okay with Camille and Paul because you can obviously tell they're not like they're not compatible.
I think it's okay for it to be Catherine.
Yeah.
Because Catherine is, as much as we love her, she's a side character.
Yeah.
She's got her own things to deal with. She's not on the job all the time.
Yeah.
I think what we don't like is the unprofessionalism of inter-colleague relationships.
Yeah.
That's what we have an issue with.
Yeah. Be more professional.
Be professional in the workplace.
Yeah.
Anyway, he disappears for literally the rest of the episode.
Yeah. Never to be
That's
seen
what shocked me
again.
the most, that like he was in it and he's so famous
Yeah.
and he just wasn't in it for anymore. When Paul's in bed, someone throws a snake in his house.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, funny. To intimidate him.
Yeah.
And so he calls around Camille and Dwayne to remove the snake.
Yeah.
And this is my least favourite line of the episode. Camille says, "It was worth it just to see those pyjamas again."
Yeah. Stop. I think that was the point that I noted. Stop trying to ship them.
They are not compatible.
No, not at all.
I can't believe they even tried to do this.
Yeah, they don't mesh well as a couple. I think they're too argumentative. Like they don't agree on a lot at all.
Well, aren't most married couples?
Touche.
But then she puts a fake snake on his chair, and she did a funny prank.
Yeah.
You have been pranked?
My boyfriend broke up with me on April Fool's Day. On April Fool's Day, it's like a joke.
You broke up with you on Valentine's Day.
No, on April Fool's Day. I broke up with a boyfriend in high school on the week before Valentine's Day though.
What a funny prank.
It wasn't a prank. I did.
I'm reading my notes here. I've read the sentence, "House of man who ran out of money." I have no idea what that means.
Oh my god.
Do you know what that means?
No.
It's right after we talk about the plastic snake.
I mean, I think they go and see Curtis.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And his house
and
looks
he
really
says,
dilapidated
and
or
Paul
something.
says, "That's the house of a man who ran out of money."
Because the house looks really run down and dilapidated.
Yeah, he reveals that he was close to Sully's wife
Yeah.
before Sully, and that she was angry with Sully because she found out he had a daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I remembered what happened here. Now, don't judge me on what I'm about to say.
Okay.
It's that I remember someone firing the gun from a different room, or through a hole in the wall. I knew it had something to do with the wall.
Yeah.
It was the clock on the wall.
Yeah.
But I'd remembered it as someone had put a hole in a full wall and shotgun through the wall into someone's temple who was in a coffin.
Oh God, yeah.
I didn't really think that through.
Yeah.
Then Paul shouts at Dwayne for putting some music on.
Mm.
And tells him to, and then he has an epiphany that it's actually about the music. Something is important about the music.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so good.
Mm.
I mean, it did it in episode 1 as well.
Yeah.
When the music,
Mm.
if you listen to the music and the music is key to solving a murder,
Yeah.
that is so cool, in my opinion. That if you listen to the song, it tells you who the killer is.
Yeah, it's really quite clever because a lot of people might not have noticed. Like,
yeah, but
the
it's
music
there
and
in
that.
plain time. But he realises it and tells Dwayne to go and pick up a recording of the
live audio from
live
that
audio,
night.
yeah. And then they go down to the market,
Mm.
and I want to ask you a question. Fidel's wife
Yeah.
is pregnant.
Yep.
Is this the first time that's been brought up?
No, it hasn't.
That she's pregnant?
Yeah.
I knew he had a wife. She had a wife.
Yeah.
Is this the first?
No.
But this is the first time that she mentioned her pregnancy.
No. It was brought up when Dwayne bought Fidel's kid some football boots.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
No.
It was.
No.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't pregnant then.
Yeah, she was.
No, she
I'm
wasn't.
certain she was.
No, she wasn't.
I'm positive she was.
No, she
I'm
wasn't.
certain she was.
No, because he said this is for your future child.
Yeah, future child that's not been born yet. So she's probably
No, because
probably
in
pregnant.
this episode, he was like, "Oh, so she's pregnant now."
Is it?
Anyway, so they buy a CD of the greatest hits, and how did they produce a CD so fast after Sully's death?
Mm.
Which suggests the person who killed Sully
Isn't it for the monies?
is in it for the monies. Yeah.
Part of the. It's either about sex or money.
At this point, when they were like, "Oh, the CD," I was like, "Oh, it has to be the whole band."
Yeah.
That's when I was like, "It's all of them."
Yeah.
Anyway, then Fidel gets a call about some like trapped gas or whatever, which is the thing that solves the murder. That's the thing that he goes when Fidel's like, "Sorry, my wife had trapped gas or whatever, and she thought it was contractions."
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
Yeah, because it's only been mentioned once before 5 minutes ago that she was pregnant.
I'm certain it wasn't. I'm positive it was.
No, but in this episode, like if it had been mentioned like at the start of the episode that Fidel's wife was pregnant, and also why is Fidel at a concert when his wife's pregnant enough to have contractions?
That is very true.
But it felt weird because we've never seen her before, and yet she's fully pregnant.
The way I see it is, it's just one night, and if she's probably not full term yet. Like I'd say around like 7-8 months along or something.
My problem is
off.
we've never met her.
Yeah. I do think that is like they could like drop her in as like giving Fidel some lunch on a like at the police station or something because they forgot it or something, and that's like a way to introduce her as a character. But yeah.
What happened to the stage manager? Because like, hang on a second. Why are we gathering all the suspects? I don't know to this point. We didn't talk to them all.
No.
That's why we're so confused.
Yeah.
Because we only spoke to about 3 of them.
Yeah, we did.
And one of my little gripes arises that one of the people we didn't talk to was the murderer.
Yeah. There was like a brief interview.
He was interviewed
with
at
him
the start,
and then they just never spoke to him again.
And there was that scene where he was like, "You wanted to be lead singer or whatever."
Yeah, with like.
And I was like, "Eh."
Yeah.
So that was the thing. We only really spoke to the photographer lady, the wife, Curtis.
Yeah, I am.
That was it.
I am noticing now though, like that the conversation that he had with the two other bandmates, where he was the one like throwing accusations around.
Yeah, he
to
did.
get the heat off him. I'm just realizing now.
I mean, were there too many suspects this week?
Probably, and then there also wasn't enough focus on all of them either.
Yeah, if there's so many that you, when there was the one about the ferry, and then it was comically a large amount of number. That's like fine, but when there's so many characters that like,
there's not enough for you to focus on in the runtime.
Everyone at some point needs to be interviewed.
Yeah.
I think that's the benchmark.
Yeah.
There needs to be enough moments where we at least go and like, not at the murder scene where we get your statement, but another scene where we
like
go
a
and
formal
talk to
interview. Yeah. I was like, I think they went back to Evita too much.
They went to her and they went to Curtis.
Twice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they should go to everyone at least twice. I think. You know what did get me though? So we'll get into it. So Paul gathers everyone at the music venue or whatever.
I think it was the Wake.
The Wake, yeah. And well, no, it wasn't. Though they were at his wake.
Yeah.
It wasn't called the Wake.
No.
He reveals that the clock had been set back by 10 minutes, meaning the murderer had 10 minutes before everyone was in the dressing room, which means nobody had an alibi. And I did laugh when he goes, so everyone had a motive and no one had an alibi.
Yeah.
And then the stage manager goes, "What's my motive?"
I love this as well.
This was so funny. He goes, "What's my motive?" And he went, "Well, you didn't kill him."
I could have. Well, did you? No.
Yeah, me money.
No. Oh,
see, that was funny that you introduced a character that had no brother. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was worth him not being revisited.
Yeah.
See, I think it'd be interesting to go back and watch it because there are shots of the clock on the wall and not the clock that is changed.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you can tell that the time is different.
Yeah, it would be interesting to watch it back and see.
But it's revealed that Eddie is the killer.
Yeah.
He is the only. Sully left nothing, only his music, and Eddie's the only one, because he was the songwriter, who get money released from the release of the CD.
His whole monologue when he got arrested was a bit.
Yeah.
Saying that he's gonna be a legend, like,
he said,
you're a killer. Stop.
He's got a top 10 album. What you gonna do about it? One's a killer, one's a legend.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to prison. You're not gonna get the money.
No.
It was very Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, definitely. I got definitely Scooby-Doo vibes from this episode just because of that monologue at the end.
But Eddie didn't account for the daughter finding the coffin before the stage manager, so was surprised to see the coffin on stage, and so he played the wrong note, which I think is such a clever way
of doing it.
Of outing the murderer.
Yeah.
That he played the wrong song.
Yeah, it's like really subtle, but it's cool.
It's always fun when in a murder mystery you solve the murder mystery by noting the kind of the other the non-diegetic elements of like there's always like the cinematography and the music and the sound that suggest that this person's the killer that are just more than like the forensics turned up.
Yeah.
However, I've gone about how much I love episode 2 and episode 2 doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I also really like how at the end here they shot Sully's funeral.
Yeah, that was.
This first series has got a lot of good cinematography.
Yeah, well done, team.
And then Camille asks Richard to slow dance. next week is the finale,
Yeah.
and it looks interesting
Mm.
because it looks like Dwayne's in the firing
In the
line.
suspect list, yeah. I am intrigued.
I mean, I'm not that intrigued because I know it's not him because he's in the show
Yeah,
for another 7
true,
years.
but like, why is he a suspect?
Someone might be trying to frame him.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then my final note is, why was Ted Hastings here?
I've just realised it was Paul xenophobic this week.
He was
I'm
not.
so proud of him.
Insert round of applause sound.
You did it.
But we had 2 occasions of them trying to set up Camille and Richard.
Yeah.
So I think,
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts.
No, I don't.
He was afraid of snakes. He didn't say anything about snakes.
Hmm.
Oh wait, no, he was rude about poor people.
Ah.
That looks like the house of a man who ran out of money. Are we counting
yeah.
that?
I mean, it's a one-off comment rather than like a whole bit dedicated to hating voodoo or Germans or the French. So
I guess.
it's like a hint of classism.
If you have to write, we're doing the rate. It's time for the ratings.
Yeah.
Ratings of the week. Did you enjoy the episode though? Wait.
What are we rating out of?
No.
What?
Did you think it was a satisfying conclusion?
No. Well, the slow dance bit, no.
Well, not the slow down. I mean, to the murder.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was interesting being like that he'd like turned the clock back and everything, and like I just
It was such a cool murder.
Yeah.
We needed to talk to him one more time.
Yeah.
For us to for me to reasonably be like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, it's him.
Unless they threw in that scene of the 3 band members talking as like a substitute for
It wasn't a worthy substitute.
No, it wasn't. No.
But
Yeah.
apart from that, I think it was a really strong murder.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Now, did you enjoy the episode?
Not as much as other episodes I've seen.
I did enjoy this episode. What are we rating it out of this week?
Should do plastic snakes. Voodoo necklaces.
Ted Hastings. CDs.
Yeah. Game of Thrones t-shirt.
Pregnant wives.
It's just 2 pregnant ones.
Pregnant wife.
Yeah.
If you had to rate this episode out of 10 pregnant women.
I'd give it about 6.
You give it a 6?
Yeah.
I think I'd give it a 7 pregnant women out of 10 pregnant women.
Okay.
It was consistent. And that's good.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it was really fun not knowing who did it.
Yeah. Breath of fresh air for you.
It was. And I don't know why, because I do remember this episode. Like, I remember seeing all like the images of him in the coffin.
Yeah.
But I just don't...
I think it's probably because we don't get enough time with the murderer.
With the
to
murderer.
be able to remember who the murderer is.
The child Billy didn't remember.
Yeah, because you've just got the monologue at the end, the little interview at the beginning,
And a tiny scene in the middle.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, really, I don't remember next week either.
Ooh, interesting.
Maybe I stopped watching. No. I bet 15 minutes in I'll remember who it was.
Yeah, probably.
But I don't remember coins in the mouth. I mean, we'll just have to find out, won't we, next week?
Yeah, can't wait.
Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to us this week.
Get in touch via our email, which will be in the description, or social media.
Social medias. Feel free to leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Let us know your theories on the episodes or general thoughts.
Yeah, did you see it come in that it was Eddie? What do you think about a Richard Camille romance? Was this the first time we heard about Fidel's pregnant wife?
Please let it be not that.
Next week we'll be watching the season finale of series 1. We're already at the end. I know. Until then, have a good time, I guess.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
the best snake clip of all time has to be the David Attenborough
Yeah.
iguana snake chase.
Yeah, that's like the best.
That's
clip.
the OG
I feel like
snake clip.
everyone has seen that clip in like high school or something.
I remember watching it on TV.
College as well, in like assembly is like a motivational
No,
clip.
no,
No, genuinely.
no.
I'm not joking.
No, honestly, high school teachers will use absolutely anything for a motivational assembly. It's like grasping at straws to look cool to kids.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No.
And it's not motivational.